the party master on Up and Go.
Good morning. We are day number 26 in a month that has 31 days. Need I say that we are very, very close to the end of January? Yes, we are. My name is Richie B. Of course, DJ Audley is over there, right behind the wheels of steel. We have a plan for some music today, don't we? Big, big plans for some wonderful music to come your way. Richie's across the glass. I saw Romy doing a little thing behind the microphone a while ago, and I said to myself, okay, he's been watching me long enough. He should be able to do a sign-on. By the time it got close to 7 o'clock, he disappeared. So it's not today that you're going to be hearing Romy. Morning, Jody. And good morning to our listeners all across Jamaica and around the world. Welcome to Up and Go. All right, what the fact, ladies and gentlemen. Time for that feature. Today we want to tell you about the hottest chili pepper in the world is so hot that it could kill you. That is a hot, yeah. So you all people, you like pepper? Let me tell you some stories about this hot chili pepper. Okay, it's actually being shown on our screen. Wow. Yo, the pepper they look hot. Seriously. So the weapons grade Dragon's Breath chili pepper, the weapons grade Dragon's Breath chili pepper is so hot, it's downright deadly. If you ate one, it could potentially cause a type of anaphylactic shock, burning your airways, and closing them up. One person says, I've tried it on the tip of my tongue and it just burned and burned and burned. That is what Mike Smith actually said. And he's a hobby grower who invented the Dragon's Breath, along with scientists from the Nottingham University. So why make such an impractical pepper? That's a question that I'd want to be asking. As it turns out, the chili was initially developed to be used in medical treatment as an anesthetic that can numb the skin. And people decided they want to eat this pepper. Better go on and allow me. I'm not into that one. I mean, I like to have a little hot pepper sauce sometimes, but I know people who almost every time they sit to have a meal, they have a pepper at the side that they just keep cutting and crunching. Can't do that. Cannot manage it. But I haven't seen them try the Dragon's Breath chili pepper. Many of you out there who profess to love pepper and can handle any kind of pepper, I'm sure you could manage the Dragon's Breath. They call it a weapons grade pepper. That will shoot to kill. All right, that was WTF. What the fact? We do it at 7:25 every weekday morning right here on Up and Go. Time now for our usual feature at this time, the proverb of the day. It's a short one. Listen carefully to today's proverb.
You'll never go before two.
You heard that?
Before two.
All right. She said, he'll never go before two. Yeah. Sounds like something that you've heard before, right? He'll never go before two. The translation, the heel never goes before the toe. Now the explanation, just as short, deal with important matters first. Okay? Yeah, that is recommended. Deal with important matters first. So whenever you hear the proverb, he'll never go before toe, that is what it really means. Got to deal with the most important things first. All right. On to serious matters, though. 4 police divisions are already in double digits as it relates to murders. Westmoreland has seen a 500% increase, with 12 murders compared to 2 during the corresponding period last year. This makes it the police division with the second highest number of murders so far this year. The division with the highest number of murders is St. James with 21. St. Catherine South is third with 11, and St. Catherine North is fourth with 10 homicides. This morning we're joined by SSP Stephanie Lindsay, Senior Superintendent of Police with the JCF, and she's here to discuss with us the approach of the constabulary force in relation to the increased numbers in crimes and the challenges they're facing. Good morning, and thank you for joining us once again, SSP Lindsay. How are you?
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
And
I am good this morning.
all right. Thank you so much, SSP Lindsay. So we have been sharing for the last few minutes some statistics with our listeners in relation to what's happening. 112 murders since the start of this year, an increase, sizable increase compared to last year. From your assessment at the JCF, what would you say is causing the increase in murders across the country, SSP?
Well, it's the usual thing, the same assessment that was done. And what we know is that usually when you have a bad December in terms of murders, that it tends to carry over into the first month of the year, sometimes even the second month, and then things slow down. So what we find is that all other categories of crime are down. So it's really murder that's really moving upwards. And it is affiliated with the lottery scamming and the gang conflict that's happening across some communities. And what we also saw for this year, that there were a number of multiple deaths. So in one incident, when you have 2 murders or 3, then that certainly drives the figures. So you have probably less incidents or similar number of shooting incidents, but you end up with more victims. So the numbers are higher. So that's the main thing that's driving the spike that we are seeing now.
These are some heartless people, though, because we're seeing in many instances the innocent, like women who, to the best of our knowledge, in many instances are not involved in any way. But it seems like reprisals are taking place on a large scale. Women and children are being killed wantonly.
So of course, there's just this culture of violence, and as you said, people appear to be heartless.
Yeah.
But when you look at some of the cases, a couple of them that we're looking at, people are being killed just because of association. Mm-hmm. So you're not involved in the crime, but then you have a relative or somebody who is a friend of yours, and we want to send a message. So we kill women, we kill children, we kill mothers, we kill persons who they believe that if I kill these individuals, then it will have a significant impact on the person that they are trying to get at, or who they want to send a wicked message to. But at the same time, what it does, it fuels the continuation of death, because that individual now is going to try to respond in a more serious way. So we're going to try to kill some more people, somebody who's dear to you. So it is a cycle that we are working very hard to intercept and to intervene and to interrupt. But it is not as easy as we would want it to be, because all these people who are killing each other are known to each other, supposed to be friends in many instances, and just a little falling out, and that's how they respond.
And then we see where the police are finding guns. In some instances, several guns are recovered. But at the same time, there seems to be so many guns available across the society. This, no doubt, is of concern to all of the JCF as it is to every citizen of this country.
It is. I mean, in 2 days, last week, we found over 30 illegal guns.
Over 30?
Over 30 between Friday and Sunday morning. Over 30 illegal guns were seized across the island. We also note that in one operation that was carried out, and these numbers are not even all these numbers are not included in that 30. We saw where in one operation they seized 8 illegal guns, 6 high-powered weapons, and a number of assorted rounds of ammunition. So there's a gun problem. There is a serious gun problem.
Serious. Zozos have been put in place in a number of areas. Are they being effective, and is the JCF involved in the ZOZOs?
Yeah, well, it's the JCF and the JDF are the ones who manage and drive the zones of special operations. You know, it's a three tier, so it's a clear, hold, and build. So in the clear phase, you will have heavy security presence, and at some point, as we start the clearing and the building phase, then we expect to see the other entities coming on board to provide that social service support to the community. So and the areas that they have launched those zones of special operations, we are seeing reduction in violence in those
areas. I have to ask you this, SSP Lindsay. Some people are of the view that the JCF is underperforming in the fight against crime. What is your response to that kind of critique?
All right, so I can understand that kind of criticism because because of what we do. So we are at the forefront of crime fighting. But I wouldn't totally say we have underperformed, because when you look at because murder is not the only crime. And there are a lot of persons who murder is the big one, because when you hear of somebody dying and some of the vicious nature, it does send fear and persons get panic about the whole situation. But there are also a number of other crimes that affect people more. More Jamaicans would be affected by somebody trying to steal their phone, to rob them of some things, and so then they're exposed to murder, because they don't fall in the category of persons who they are really targeting for murder. But I understand by nature of what we do, we continue to, we have not taken a holiday, we have not relented. We started a surge from last year, sometime around October there. Normally we would start the surge in December. We started very early, and our officers, they went straight and they continue. So we continue to implement. We are seizing guns, we are arresting a number of persons, but at the same time, the criminals are out there. And we want to get to the place where we stop just seeing murder just as the JCF thing. It's Jamaica problem, it's a community problem, and many times, in many instances, the JCF could have assisted some families in saving lives if only the persons who have the truth and have the information would just say something, because most times they get the threats, most times they have an idea that an attack is imminent, but they don't say anything. It's afterwards, when you're doing the investigation and people are already dead, then they are telling you that all these things were happening. So it's a network, and we rely a lot on information from a third person, because we don't know what's happening in the community. We're not in the space. We're not a part of the gangs, so we don't know what's happening. So we're really relying on information from persons who are in the know to come and give us a little heads up, because what a lot of people don't know, that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, through our intelligence mechanism, we have prevented a number of murders, intercept persons going to kill people, interrupt, move people out of situations that we know that persons were on the way to kill them or about to be killed. So we have our strategies that we can intervene in these instances before they happen, but we just need a little more information and persons to just say something.
All right, so you've highlighted the fact that the JCF is depending on the public to provide more information. Say what you know, make contact with a senior officer, and share the information with them. But are there any other challenges that come to mind that you care to highlight as to how the general public can also assist the police outside of just providing information?
Well, I think everybody, we just have to all play a role. You mentioned earlier the number of guns are out there. The guns are out there. We really want to have some serious aggressive approach to getting those guns off the streets. Because as long as those guns are out there, they are going to try to use them either to rob, to intimidate, or to kill people. So when we continue to say, help us to get the guns, we want persons to get the guns if they are having relatives who are involved in criminal activities, talk to them to see if you can dissuade them from that kind of a lifestyle. We see where scamming is playing a role now. So I know that the commissioner, he has mandated DCP crime to look back at the lottery task force, to look back at some of these things, that because there was a lull for a little bit, and now we're seeing it coming back. And as long as you have the vibrant lottery scam going on, you see the blood trail that follows, because they cross each other. Mm-hmm. And when they cross each other, then the penalty for that is death. So they will kill just because you scam from one of their so-called clients. Mm-hmm. They will kill because they have the money to buy guns, because a lot of the guns that are out there are bought from proceeds from the crime. Mm-hmm. So you find that you have to talk to your young people. We are getting the information, the intelligence now that a lot of young people, some of who should really be in school and online school, they have gone into the business of scamming.
Oh, Lord.
So it is something now that I know that Commissioner mandated DCP Bailey, they are looking at the lottery task force, they're revamping it, looking at how is it that we're going to go back in there. It's one of the crimes that is not easily solved, because most of the victims are overseas, and persons they don't really report it. Mm-hmm. They don't report it. So I was scammed and so on. So it's a little difficult to investigate and detect, because it happens in another jurisdiction. But notwithstanding, we have made significant impact locally, and we are focusing on them as well. So there are a lot of things that are happening, but at the same time, I know Commissioner, he met with all the divisional and area leaders on Monday.
Yes.
At a strategic level, a strategic meeting, persons were given mandate. They looked at the divisions that you mentioned that are showing increase. Mm-hmm. Last year, we look at those that are not showing any increase, because those who are not, we don't want them to join the numbers. So they were given some specific mandate. I know he started by is a commissioner, but he's supported by 3 other deputies. Mm-hmm. All the deputies. So each deputy commissioner has a portfolio that they manage. So there's a focus in pushing all of it, because it's an holistic approach. So the deputy commissioner that manages the administration has a very critical role to play, because he manages the training facility and the recruiting. And one of our big push is to get more persons recruit and train, so we can put more persons out there. He mentioned that on a program on Monday, yes, that we are short of probably about 6,000 members to really police Jamaica the way we ought to. So there's no doubt that our numbers are short, but we're not going to just roll over and die because the numbers are short. Mm-hmm. We are maximizing what we have. So I want people who are listening not to feel that because we saw a few spikes the other day, which there's no doubt we are going to impact it. We have started it. It will be impacted. It's not going to continue like that. We have seen many instances like that in the past, and we interrupt and we intervene and we get it under control. But as you know, that people killing people is really not controlled by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. But we are doing a number of things operationally, investigation, intelligence, to see how much more we can do to prevent these persons from killing each other.
Yeah. I think I want to be talking to you off the air on a matter, because I do have an idea that I'd like to put forward to you as to how we can possibly get some of these guns off the street. So I'll give you a call at a later date, SSP Lindsay. What I want to say, though, is would you say that there is any correlation whatsoever between the JCF performance and the issue in relation to compensation?
We have heard that, and we have checked it. There's no doubt that the police officers, based on the work that they do, they need everything that is they're entitled to. So we know that they want a little more pay. We know that there's an outstanding issue that is currently before the court and so on. So persons they have issues, they have concern. But this narrative out there to suggest that the murders are going up because the members of the police force are not working. We're not seeing that. So I know Commissioner and the deputies and the leaders, the different leaders, they have been out. And when you go out and you see the police officers, of course they have their issues. Of course everything is not fine, but they are so committed. They continue to work. So to have the narrative to say the police are not working and that is why crime is happening, we are not seeing that. They are out there working under conditions that could be improved, needs improvement in many areas. But they come to work every day. I was at the scene when they were searching for those guns on Monday. And when you saw the effort that those officers put out because they feel responsible to get these guns off the street, and they wouldn't relent. They are using force, they are using pickups, they are out with their shovel, just out there just doing the work. And I'm like, I believe that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, we have the most committed civil servants in this country.
Well, that's SSP Stephanie Lindsay there, ladies and gentlemen. I commend all of the hardworking police officers. The nation is depending on you. And Sina Soup, I'll give you a call in relation to a thought that I have in my head, all right?
Looking forward to the call.
All right, take care. Have a good day, and thanks for talking with us this morning.
It's a pleasure as always.
All right, take care. Sina Soup, Stephanie Lindsay, ladies and gentlemen, corporate communications at the JCF, was our guest for the last several minutes. All right, so this is coming out of England, out of the United Kingdom right now. Boris Johnson, who we like to call Bojo, or some would say Bojo, is insisting this morning in the Prime Minister's Questions segment. He said, I will not resign. That is what is the very latest coming out of the United Kingdom this morning. It was a rowdy Prime Minister's Question session. The Labour leader, Keir Starmer, accused the Prime Minister of showing nothing but contempt for the public in the Downing Street lockdown parties issue. Boris Johnson, though, says he won't resign, and he's insisting that his government has been getting the big calls right, as he puts it, especially, according to him, in relation to the handling of the COVID pandemic. And all of this is happening as the Prime Minister is expecting to receive a report from Sue Gray, who has been charged to get all the information in relation to these parties at Downing Street. And they're anticipating what that report will show. A number of MPs from Boris Johnson's party, the Tory, they're saying that they'll wait on that report from Sue Gray before deciding whether to go ahead with an ouster, meaning to get out the Prime Minister. So he's still fighting on and fighting on, but only time will tell what will in fact happen. We understand too that the police, the Met Police, have actually launched their own investigations into alleged breaches of COVID rules at Downing Street and at Whitehall. So there's a whole lot going on in the United Kingdom, and Bojo continues to fight on. So I did tell you that Jody is going to be joining us this morning, and there's a story that I think is of national importance. And Jody, good morning once again. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome.
Notice I stood up at this point because this is a serious matter we're talking about now.
Yes.
What is going on that you think is of national importance?
Okay, so Dark Tracer, which is there on Twitter, so you can go over there. Dark Tracer, Dark Web Criminal Intelligence Report, posted something that I think everybody's reacting to on social media, but for those who are listening to us, I think they should know too.
Okay.
So it says, steal a malware intelligence report for Jamaica specifically. It says 453 of Jamaican users has been infected with stealer right? So these are viruses that can affect your data. So you have the red line, you have raccoon and vidar, some examples. 519 of the credentials that got access to .jm domains are leaked from the users, yes, and distributed on the dark and deep web. And we have like the top leaked .jm domains.
Can you give us an indication of some of those domains that might be affected in this situation here?
One which was very scary and popped out at me was the jcf.gov.jm website.
Jamaica Constabulary Force?
Yes, that's on there. The jamaicatax.gov.jm website as well. You have the Ministry of Education website also.
I'm seeing nht.gov.jm.
And NHT,
yeah.
And most of the schools. So you have UTEC, you have UE, you have NCU. So, and these.
This is serious.
Yes, so the malware, what it does though, it compromises the data searches and it leak information and expose them on the dark web, which can compromise. So it compromises your device. If you have any important password, it might go in there and hack it, so that you have to know more about your account, your banking information, and all of those things.
This is serious. Is this information just available for Jamaica, or did Dark Tracer put it out for other countries as well?
So they put it out for other countries as well. So you have Indonesia, you have the USA, China, of course. So so every country that you can think, well, they put it out there. But, persons were just surprised by the data for Jamaica and these websites that are so important, these government websites especially. And we're always going on there in the schools so also because, we're going there to browse and stuff like that. So they grab your information and sell it on the web. So it could be, it's not just money you have to worry about. It could be your identity as well. Sometimes you're signing up for school and you put in your passport and they ask for all of those documents and you put that in there. They can leak it on the dark web and know somebody's Jordan and know somebody's Richie B.
And this is a serious thing to be highlighting at this time when we're talking here in Jamaica about NIDS, for instance. And I'm sure that it's something that will be of interest to everybody.
Yes,
because the government is, shall we say, hell-bent
on NIDS.
So
they're going to have to put some things in place to really protect our information.
Indeed. You were scanning the web a while ago. What are some of the reactions that people are putting out there, posting?
Somebody the first post I saw was, may I pray them not a Scotia. So start worry about their money first, and
that is understandable.
Yes. Another person said, I know I didn't see the JCF at number 4. So you're telling me admin credential for the police force has been leaked on the dark web, so all state and classified information is for sale to criminals.
Oh gosh.
WTH.
Social media going wild on this one.
So, and they're like, well, we can just forget about NIDS. That was another response.
Oh my goodness. Any more that's popping up?
Why? And the NIDS keep coming up every minute. See why Jamaica isn't even ready for NIDS? So it keep and a scammer and somebody say and a scammers again are the hackers them what a piece of crosses drop on land.
Oh my goodness.
So
but Jodie, I'd love to highlight a few more of these domains. I'm seeing uwimona.edu.jm.
Yes.
The mico.edu.jm.
Right.
Ministry of Education, which is moey.gov.jm. The nla.gov.jm. We're seeing CMU in there. Dominoes.com.
Domino's pizza.
No, let me tell you something. No rum put in the pizza.
So, but I don't think most of us not going on Domino's pizza. But it's really serious and it's good for our listeners to know and everybody to know. Very important. Know that you're careful about the information that you're putting out there.
Very, very important information. We thank you for this morning, and we hope that the listeners found that to be useful. Much appreciated, Jodie.
You are most welcome.
He's on cue. Good morning, DJ Roy.
Morning, Richie. I saw something different this morning, Richie. I saw you dancing in the studio.
You did?
Now, Now I know you've kind of flirted with the dirt here and there, but you were doing some new skanks.
Man, I didn't even know the cameras were on me. Had I known, I'd still be in my seat, Roy.
Cameras are on, Richie B. Cameras are on. And I heard you playing the Stagalak rhythm, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we got to big up Mama Nancy again.
Hey, she continues. She doesn't need 2 songs like that. One is good enough for her.
Oh, my gosh. Big up. And by the way, she listens to the program every day, too. She's in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
She
Morning,
lives in
Mama.
New Jersey.
And morning to Brigadier Jerry as well. I think
Yes,
he's also
yeah.
he's in Connecticut, I think,
He's
right?
in Connecticut,
Yeah.
But Mama Nancy don't miss the program. But let me tell you, whenever a song like that, royalties will come in for the rest of your life.
I mean, look at it. It got a feature in Ozark, and now it's gone back to the top. I mean, this one song has done amazing for her, and we're proud of what she has been able to achieve. Big up Mama Nancy anyway there right now.
Yes. So how's it going, my friend?
It's going well, actually. We've been having fun this morning, and a lot of people are anticipating the moments that we'll have together here in the Global Connection. The last thing I mentioned just before we got the connection going is the fact that Shensia has put out a challenge. $20,000 US is what between herself and her company are giving away in a way of promoting her song Lick with Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm wondering how well that promotion will do.
Well, when you're giving away money, it would always do well.
Yeah.
And when you connect it with a song, it can give it some traction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they're doing it, to get some more traction, because it's been getting mixed reviews.
Yeah, mixed reviews is right.
Obviously. But again, I always say, man, you can promote something and change people's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're giving away $20,000, I think it's $20,000 on Instagram and $20,000 on another platform.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and you kind of wonder if this was strategically done to generate the controversy and to benefit therefrom. Because controversy sells.
It does. Noah, the youth to the power, has done a counteraction to it.
Yes. He just put one word in front of her title, which is nah. and that says it all.
Yeah, so it's gaining traction. And I always say, when you hear something for the first time, because when I first heard it, I had mixed reviews myself. But I always say that someone is going to like it somewhere.
Yeah, that is how it is.
And then just as how it is,
Without a doubt, bro.
So I hear we got a special guest later on, so let me jump into some music.
Badda General.
Yeah. I'm a General. As a matter of fact, I'm going to close out my segment with a song from him that I got in 2017.
And I would say that this interview is one of the most eagerly anticipated in this segment. I personally made a call for the inclusion of this brother at the earliest. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're very pleased to be joined by him. Whereas the Jamaica Defense Force in Jamaica has an admiral at the head, there is a general in the Reggae and Dancehall Army who has been holding that position for several years now and only has been getting better with time. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Roy and myself are pleased to welcome the one and only Badda General. Badda, good morning and welcome, sir.
Definitely a pleasure. I was looking forward to it. Wake early, eat my breakfast, and up.
And it's up and go right here on the bridge and early morning with DJ Roy. Man, you've been coming to our attention. In my case, more recent than DJ Roy's, but you have been making a big impression on the music industry, Badda, which you started about 7-8 years ago or more?
Well, my first song was recorded 2010, so I mean, it's been like 12 years.
Okay, yeah.
Me in music has been forever, but the artist aspect of my career has been like 12 years.
Okay, it has been Badda General from the get-go?
It wasn't Badda General from the get-go. It was Fraggy from selector days coming up, because I was a selector, a very prominent one at that. So but it kind of transitioned into the voicing thing with the whole Fraggy moniker. But by like 2017, I just changed to Badda General. Right there, that dub plate that DJ Roy played was my actual first song that came as Badda General.
Wow.
Yeah. before that it was Froggy Mad Squad, and you know what I mean. Yeah, that was when I decided to change my name.
It's interesting we're hearing that. I mean, we know that people like Tony Matterhorn and Charlie Black and so on, they were selectors who also went over and did recordings and had some big successes. And here's Badda General sharing with us this morning that his origination in the music industry was as a selector. Why did you decide to change from Froggy to Badda General, though? What inspired that move?
For one, I did a song, a freestyle. It was like a joke song, and the title of the song was called Badda. Because, you know, at one day, no money now running, you know, but just say, all right, I'm going to do something with the sound man them I like, hopefully, and I was just referring to every sound system because these are the people I am familiar with. These are the people I know. So, you know, I was like, Badda, you know, says Stone Love Badda and Metro Media Badda and King Addies Badda and Earth Ruler Badda. I was just using that one thing, that one word over and over again, and before you know it, it started develop a little buzz underground. You know what I mean? Like within the sound system community. Mm-hmm. So what happened was after that, a friend of mine, you know, as do every artist who have a song who have a little buzz, them refer to them by the song. So a friend of mine was like, oh, that, the Badda General. it just set off something in my head, like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, you know what? You know, it have a ring to it, I'm going to use it. Yeah. Because before that is like being a selector, and a good selector at that. Yeah. What happened was all of my peers and my selector friends, and they thought I was going through the Richie Feelings phase or the Tony Matterhorn phase where we just do some dancing thing and clap on and thunderclap and wave it. So they wasn't even taking me serious. It was like, yeah, so I had to rebrand, cut all my hair because I had braids at the time. Just do everything and just change over and say, all right, watch it.
Total makeover. Different image.
Yeah. That even some of my friends just I find out I'll maybe no. That's Badda General is actually Froggy who used to play pieces sound from Mobile from back in the 1990s as a little kid. Yeah. To Mad Squad sound back in the 2000s as a younger youth. I know to Badda General, as, you know what I mean?
As a recording artist.
As a recording artist. Yeah.
Locking the world. DJ Roy, you have a question for your brethren?
Yeah. He's coming outside a little low. I'm not, Magic, brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him. But my question, and I guess they can push him up after I ask the question, is, you know, as a selector, becoming an artist is one thing. But as an artist that is really paving his way, starting from the U.S. side, going into Jamaica, did you find that hard? And how does it feel now that, you know, you have the legendary Richie B saying, I want to speak to Badda General?
First, Richie B, you have to understand, say, Richie B dissing. You know me, I play music from long time. I know about Richie B from long time. And Richie B, I will play upon some events together. Years and years and years. Like a lot of events. So even when I was a young little youth, as a selector and a sound down in Montego Bay called Pieces Sound. Yes. Yeah. We have that. I was that selector and that sound as the main selector.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
When the song fests and the everything and the everything, it was right. You know what I mean? We did the thing. So yeah, that for that and being here doing an interview with the great Richie B is definitely an honor. Also DJ Rai. I've always wanted to do an interview with DJ Rai just to see him, and I'm a brethren and I lost time. Yeah. Because theme time and my time kind of, you know what I mean? But no, nothing couldn't stop that one. But apart from that, being an artist trying to break into the business from this side, it's you know, we have to work 10, 20 times as hard. You know what I mean? Luckily, and I must give all my selector friends, because when they started to run with the whole Badda General thing, not knowing it was Froggy now, you know. A lot of them, you know. Mm-hmm. They run with it and say a foreign youth and a Florida, I'm there, and them here start giving me the strength. And then we grew up together. ZJ Liquid and I grew up together, so he definitely played a role. DJ Wayne likewise from Mobile, who we grew together, played a role. You know what I mean? And all the rest of DJs, them just because the songs, all I needed was a few ears, you know?
Yeah.
And once people start listening, them are going to find that my type of music is not the regular everyday topics that everybody use and sing about. And I am not coming out here trying to bust no head or crack no skull and nothing, but just come out with some music and I try to do the right thing the right way, but different from everybody else.
Hey, let me tell you something. You can count me in that number of persons who are actually seeing you now and realizing who you are. As you mentioned, we would have done several events back in the day with yourself as a selector. So let me tell you something about Badda. At one point, I was not sure. You know, we hear of a style of G coming out of England. I wasn't too sure whether or not you are coming out of England, coming out of the US of A, or you're here in Jamaica. So what you have done is to really give us a clear picture as to who the man is and where you're from and the history behind you. But I wanted to make a point, and that is you place a lot of emphasis on lyrics and lyrics of a certain kind and quality. In some instances, humor is built in. How important is your lyrical construction to you as an artist? You hear me now?
Sorry then. Repeat. You chip out a little bit, but go on again.
I'm trying to find out the emphasis that you place on lyrics as an artist, because your lyrics are different in terms of how you construct them. So tell us about how you go about writing and what you have in mind when you're building a song.
First and foremost, I don't write. I cannot write a song to save my life.
What?
You know what I mean? I just hear a beat and whatever jump out at me first. And my personality, which I found out later in my life, I know that I am a comedian. I didn't even know that I was like one of those guys that can actually make people laugh. Because I just, you know, I don't have a lot of people who I'm associated with us in terms of a day-to-day. Kind of keep my circle real small, but people who know me always say, yo, this brother, you need to tell your stories them more often because you are like a hilarious guy. But I didn't know until music. Because now, when I figure out, okay, this is what I wanted to do and this is how I wanted to do it, there was so much topics that are available. So I don't write. I just think, okay, like me and my brethren, we are talking about barrel, and we are talking about, I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to make a song about that. Or something, or, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it be funny to make a song about all the things that you shouldn't say to a female? And then me I say, for real, like, she want to leave and you should wish her all the best. And then me just say, you know what, no. I wish when you drive out, you broke, I wish, you know, your bucket toe. I wish, you know what I mean? And so the people them start noticing that this guy, who is this guy who have the nerve to tell a girl that if you want to spend some time with me, you have to pay me. They're like, you know, when I like that youth, but we like him. And then, you know what I mean, with the style of G at the time was already breaking with that style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody seemed to associate me with him, and that is fine because he became a good friend of mine, and I always respect his music, and he's a superstar. So I don't have a problem with the comparison.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There is a lot of Bounty Killer. There's a lot of other different artists. A lot of people sound like people.
Yeah. I
am just falling into a trap. Not even a trap, which is a good place. So respect Stylogy and thank you for breaking the ice. because you allowed, you know, the space to be open for people to start listening to these type of beats and the type of delivery and
flow,
the flow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
definitely,
I didn't have to come trying to fight a war by myself because Styler they done kick down the door there already. So it's just, you know what I mean? One of them things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give thanks.
Well said.
Indeed. Your new song, No Lies, with Miss Kitty and, of course, my brethren, Liquid. Of course, you know, people have been complaining that the artists, them, are the reason why the violence is so high in Jamaica. And we can see that the artists, them, are playing their part to tell the youth, them, say, the gun thing's not working. It's mashing up our island, mashing up our community, mashing up our economy. And you, again, found a way to put some lyrics together that was witty, But to the point.
And I just want to make this clear that I am not here to bash any one artist or any set of artists.
Yeah, when I hear your response on the New York end.
Because what I believe, Roy, is this. The only thing the youth them did for do now, I kind of level it out. I just show everybody has sing one type of music. Because gun music has always been a part of our culture. Bad man songs have always been there. But there was always a balance. And every artist has sing the same exact
technical
thing.
difficulties here. Still not hearing the response.
He's actually responding, Roy.
Yeah, but we're not hearing it on the New York end, so we're actually getting dead air.
Wow. No, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Our technical teams are working hard at it, and Badda is actually making some important points. You know, but Badda, 2022 is still young. You have started, as far as I'm concerned, with a bang. What does it look like going forward?
Music. Richie B, you know, I not to try to sound no kind of way like, but I'm a workaholic and I record at least 5 to 10 songs a day. You know, and that's just a normal day. That is just me making music because I love doing what I am doing. And to find out that, because remember, I didn't know this side of the music. I was always on the turntable side.
Yeah.
I was the one introducing the songs to the people. Now that I am over here doing it and realize that you can make a living doing it. Come on, Richie B. This is just like them introduce me to one whole new factory right now. I don't know for sleep because there is so much ideas popping out of my brain every day. So it's like, you know what I mean? So for the 22, it's just music and dropping songs and singles and hopefully closer to the summer dropping, you know what I mean, like a body of work, an album, EP type situation again. You know what I mean? Which I did 2 years ago and it did really nice with the I Wish Them on it and thing, and it did really nice. It went all the way to the #1 spot on the iTunes.
Okay.
Luckily, and I only bought one album for myself, which I have to support myself. So it was people that really brought it there, and you know what I mean. I give Jack thanks, because at the time I was very, very brand new to a lot of people. But them give me them ears and I give thanks. So I mean, yeah, that's what's for the 22. I'm just here working. As a matter of fact, while waiting on you guys to start the interview, I finished a brand new song. That's how much music just flowing up through my brain.
You can remember a line or two of that brand new song?
Yeah, man. That song, I did a song, right? It's geared towards the vloggers. It's actually called Vloggers.
Really?
Yeah. And I just finished it. We started last night, me and Liquid, and we just finished it. It's like a song where just basically I heal them up and tell them, you know, just show respect. Because you don't know that's this type of music what I do is to make everybody feel inclusive. So I just include them in the conversation too, yeah?
Hey, Roy, you wanted to hear a line or two of that song, Roy?
One thing I can tell you about Badda, you know, when you ask him for something, him always deliver, you know. I remember when I called him and I said, listen, I need a dub for Richie, you know. The man said, say no more. The other night, it was like late. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd heard the new song. And I know, say, him no sleep. And I said, me need a song, yeah. And then said, give me 5 minutes. So, Badda.
At the time when you linked me, it was like after 12, you know, going on to 1 o'clock in the morning. But just make you know, because I'm a student at my house, so all I have to do is just walk into the studio and close the door. I am fortunate enough to have a studio before I even have a lyrics. You know what I mean? So I give thanks. You know what I mean? As I say again, I didn't know that all of this was going to make sense in the future. At the time, I just did I say, okay, I need it. I needed my studio, I needed my studio speakers, and I set up a whole studio, not knowing that I was going to be the one using it. At the time, I think to myself, I'm just going to open a studio and so the youth them can come voice, and then me just get selfish with it and I'm alone I use it. You know what I mean? So I give thanks.
Well, let me tell you something, bro. I saved this for last. I want to thank you for that dub plate special. It has become one of my favorite dubs of all time, Badda General. And it's not just me saying that, it's also my listeners who every time we play it, we have to play it several times over. The delivery, the lyrics, the vibe on it, it just gives us a lift, and we want to thank you. We see you as a brother who has a very, very bright future. Sure. Jamaica is getting to learn more about you today, and I see you just climbing the ladder of success from here on. Good luck and best wishes, bro.
Yeah, man, give thanks and praise, and it was a pleasure to be here, man, with two of my general them who have know, sir.
And let me just add to Badda, I have a big up Dub Master. And I'll tell you why. Dub Master was the one that said, DJ, I listen to that youth, yeah. Dub Master Chris.
Big up, Chris.
I give him flowers. Because when at the time I beat my body, I said, Badda, you need to just find one and run with it. And I said, yeah, me no man Dub Master, I can't go one. I forgot no song, because I'm hungry, I need it. And I said, boy, Badda, I don't know that one is bad, but you keep on a drop song and song and song. And I said, Dub Master, listen me. Just love me, I go tune up. And him say, all right, I go run with that one. And him, you know what I mean? So I have to give him a rating star. I'm definitely played a role. You know what I mean? So, Dub Master Chris.
Great talking with you, my brethren. Listen, man, just keep on working and keep on giving us these great songs. All the best to you, all right?
Salute, my boss. Salute, my boss, them, you know?
Where can you be found on social media? Put it out there.
Badda General, man, everything about Badda General. I switch over full time into Badda General mode. Everything. If you put in a Google, you get on my phone number. Probably get on my social security number and everything. Straight Badda General. Oh.
Hey, we need to get that song about the vloggers soon, all right, bro?
It is forwarding today, you know.
All right.
So I put the finishing mastering on it and thing, and then it's there on an email right away.
All right. Give thanks, bro. Take care, brother. Bless up.
Much love, my brethren.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.